I'm Nick. I live in North Wales, in Felinheli on the Menai Strait, and I've spent most of my life in that area, enjoying lots of different outdoor adventures. With my mate John, we got into open sea swimming a few years ago and spent quite a bit of time swimming short distances of the Anglesey coastline, in the waves and around the headlands. And after a time we began to explore the possibility of perhaps swimming around the entire island of Anglesey. We weren't sure if it would be possible for us to do that because we're not professional swimmers, we don't have a serious competitive swimming background, and the idea of swimming 120 kilometres around an island seemed a bit impossible to imagine. But nevertheless, we were motivated to see if we could achieve it, so we started training a lot harder and we began to visit the lakes of North Wales to swim further distances and to increase our ability to spend longer time in the water. And after a while we began to believe that it might be possible. So we decided one day to set out and see if we could achieve it. Anglesey seemed to us like a particularly challenging swim. We both know the island really well. We've spent a lot of time kayaking in those waters, so we've got to know the fast tides and the rough water that you get off most sections of the Anglesey coastline. And we knew that we'd need good weather, we'd need the right tidal patterns, and we'd need a lot of luck, we thought, to achieve our daily distance goals. We thought it might take us 4 days to swim around the island if we had everything in our favour and if we were able to stay in the water for long enough. We thought we might have to spend between 6 and 8 hours a day swimming, which was a bit unimaginable to us because we'd not done longer than a 4-hour training session up until that point. John and I had a couple of reasons to attempt the round-Anglesey swim. The first one was that we like our outdoor adventures and we like exciting things when we're not sure of the outcome. But we wanted to raise money for some good causes as well. And I had a motivation. I wanted to raise money for Macmillan's cancer support. A friend of mine had lost his life to cancer some 10 years ago and he needed the assistance of the Macmillan's nurses, and I felt it was a very good cause. In John's case, he wanted to raise money for the SANDS charity, which is for stillbirth and neonatal death charity. So we each had a strong motivation to keep swimming when the chips were down. As I swam the last few hundred metres towards the beach at Kemlyn Bay, Matt had gone ahead of us to get ready for our arrival, and I began to realise just how cold and tired I was. We'd been in the water for about 5 hours at this point, and I'd been feeling very cold for the last 2 hours. When I finally reached the beach, I realised that I could barely stand up, and it was only when I tried to move up the beach that I began to realise how badly coordinated I was because of the cold.
Mate, what do you think?
That was really hard. First swim session. That was much tougher than we thought it was going to be. Rough water, getting disorientated in the waves, quite hard to navigate, and really tiring. But we've made it to Kemlyn, which is almost as far as we hoped we'd get. I'm really pleased, really pleased. I just need to lie down now. Oh.
Come on, Johnny, finish it off.
John! Hey, well done, John. Well done, fella.
We off to, John?
I'm going to the toilet. I've needed a wee for the last 3 hours. It's either going to shake out of me. Oh, I think it had.
We planned to do 2 swims on the first day because the tidal patterns allowed us to get in the water again for a couple of hours in the evening in order to make progress along the north coast of Anglesey. So as 6 o'clock came around, we got back in our wetsuits, we waded into the sea and we headed east past Chemice Bay, past Middle Mouse and on towards Point Linus at the northeast end of the island. Okay, so we're heading back to Kemlyn Bay now. We're about to start the second swim session of the first day, and it's a low moment in the day for me because I know I've got to put my wetsuit back on, and having swum for 5 hours this morning, we face another 2.5 hours of swimming this evening. The scale of what we're taking on is becoming very apparent to me now, and although if we complete tonight's swim we'll have done a big chunk of the island, we've still got an enormous distance to go, and I'm trying not to think about the overall journey and just break it down into small sections.
Be nice to get this done in another hour, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, you're motoring along.
Yeah, you've got to look a bit.
Yeah. I'm pretty knackered, but it's not a long session, is it?
It was a pretty good swim. We were feeling tired, but we were really motivated because we were excited about the distance that we were covering on that first day. And those 2 hours in the water allowed us to swim all the way to Point Linus, where we arrived just after it had gone dark. And as tired as John and I were, we both felt pretty good about what we'd achieved on that first day.
Oh, let's get out of here. That was a better swim than this morning, wasn't it? You feeling better?
Yeah, that was quality. That was quality.
I've got a bit of an headache, but I think overall we've done okay, haven't we?
2.25 hours of
Your time there, John?
Yeah, we managed to swim together this time, and we did I think we've done quite a reasonable time. I think we did better than we expected, didn't we?
I feel a lot better than I did this morning. I was really nervous about getting back in the water, but that 2.5 hour session's been a winner. I feel much better. In a warmer suit, and we moved well through the water, and sea state was a bit easier this afternoon.
Yeah.
So we finished just in time just before it got completely dark. Good result. This is exactly as far as we hoped we might get if we had a really good first day, so we're feeling stoked, aren't we?
I'm pretty stoked, yeah.
Nice one. Good man.
Thanks, Matt.
Cheers.